Hey guys, let's talk some hard truth about biblical mentoring. Some reasons that you should start mentoring somebody. Now, let me start with some definitions. First of all, what do I mean by you? If you're a Christian, if you are a pursuer of God, if you claim to be a follower of Jesus, I'm talking to you. It doesn't matter if you're a pastor. It doesn't matter if you're a leader at your church or a small group leader. If you claim to follow Jesus, I'm talking to you. So I hope you'll pay attention. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how young you are. You can be a teenager. You can be in your 90s. It doesn't matter. I'm talking to you if you're a follower of Jesus. You should consider mentoring somebody. You should consider getting in the game and starting to mentor somebody. Now, let me define what I mean by biblical mentoring. We're just talking about disciple making. Jesus said this to his disciples, the Great Commission: go make disciples of all nations, teaching them to obey everything I've commanded you. And so that's what we're talking about. We use the word mentoring because it's a little bit more of a normal word in today's society. But that's all we're talking about, is you personally helping somebody else pursue God. 1 to 2 to 3 people, maybe up to a dozen people, personally entering into their life, helping them to pursue God. That's what we mean by biblical mentoring. Here's why you should do it. Reason number 1. Jesus said so. Now, I already talked about this. Jesus said in Matthew 28, go make disciples. He was talking to a bunch of fishermen, a bunch of average, ordinary people. He said, you go do this. Go help people pursue God. Personally help people pursue God. That's the first reason you should do it. Here's the second reason. People are headed for hell. Now, I know that's a hard truth, but it's what Jesus said. Jesus talked about heaven and hell an awful lot. And we need to understand today, in today's world, in today's society, the rules haven't changed. People are still lost and they're headed for hell. So that's why you need to get in the game, because you have people in your world, people all around you, who are going to die separated from the grace of Jesus Christ and the love and forgiveness that is offered freely through him. You've got people all around you that don't know anything about that. That's why you need to get in the game and start mentoring. Here's the third reason. People are failing to honor God. Now, this is a nod to the fact that biblical mentoring isn't just about helping people who are far from God to come to know Jesus Christ. It's also about helping people who are right there in your church, in your small group, in your world, who have already put their faith in Jesus Christ. So they've already started their relationship with God, but they fail on a regular basis to honor God in their everyday life because they don't have someone in their life to help them. Galatians 6 says that if you're a mature Christian, you should bear each other's burdens, that you should help somebody else to live in a way that honors God. And that's what biblical mentoring is about. It's not just helping people come to faith, but it's helping people come to that place where they're honoring God on a regular basis in their life. There are people in your world that aren't going to ever do it unless you help them to do it. Here's the next reason. Mentoring will help you to grow. I'm firmly convinced, and this is a biblical idea, that you cannot grow in your faith as a follower of Jesus Christ unless you get in the game. If all you ever do is receive, if all you ever do is go to church and listen to a message and say, it was a good message, and then go home, and that's all you do for your whole Christian life, then you are never going to grow as a follower of Jesus. You will grow when you start mentoring somebody else. In fact, this is the very definition of maturity in Jesus' mind, is that the mature ones are the ones that are out there helping. The mature ones aren't the ones that have the most Bible knowledge. They're not the ones that look the best or whatever. They're the ones that are out there. They're in the game and they're helping people pursue God. That's why you should do it. And here's the last reason you should mentor somebody in your life. It will help distribute the workload. See, Jesus said this. He said, listen, the fields are ripe for the harvest. There are so many people that are ready to hear the gospel, that are ready to grow in their relationship with God. But he said, I just need some workers. There are workers at your church. I'm sure there are workers in your world at your church. There's probably a handful of people who are actually doing this, who are actively engaged in helping people pursue God. You have got to get in the game to help those people out, because if they're the only ones that are walking alongside people, if they're the only ones that are helping people pursue God personally in their life, they're going to get burned out. And there's no way they're going to be able to reach all of the people just in your very church. You have got to get in the game to distribute the workload. I hope you would do that. I hope you'll take this challenge. I know some of these are some hard truths and hard reasons, but I hope you would really consider this. I don't care who you are, what church you go to, how much of a leader you consider yourself to be. I'm talking to everyone who's made it this far in this video. Please answer the Great Commission, the mentoring mandate of Jesus to get out there and help someone pursue God. It's the greatest single thing you could ever do in your life.